and welcome to Startup Spotlight on BusinessDay Television. This is the show that celebrates both founders and fresh ideas making a big impact in Nigeria and beyond. Today's episode dives into a very fascinating topic, the startup story of Jaylon Limited, thriving in real estate and catering. The journey of thriving in real estate and catering is never smooth. There are risks, tough competition, and countless challenges. But those who rise above, adapt, and stay focused find themselves not just surviving, but thriving in both industries. My name is Glory Brown Odibo, and joining me to explore this exciting journey is Dr. Mrs. Jennifer Osadiaye, the Chief Executive Officer of Jaylon Properties and Jaylon Catering Services. Dr. Mrs. Jennifer, welcome to Startup Spotlight. It's such a pleasure to have you join us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Can you tell us the story behind Jaylon Limited, like a brief story behind it?
I would say personally, Jaylon Limited was born from a place of my passion. Yes, for creating values in homes and happiness through good food. So I talk about this. When you talk about real estate, when you talk about landed properties, it's serving essential needs to humans. And when you talk about food, it also serves like good nourishment to humans also. So, Jaylon Limited was born from a place of passion, serving as essential needs and creating values in the life of humans. Yes.
Jaylon Property Limited is into the real estate and also into catering services. What really inspired you to venture into both real estate and catering? Because the two industries are totally different. What inspired you to venture into both of them?
I believed in my vision. I believed that both industries will be important in human needs, nourishment and shelter. So when you're talking about nourishment, you're talking about food. And I tell people not just food, tasty and good food. Then talking about shelter, after everyday's activities, you need a place to go rest your head. So I thought about this vision is something that would create value in humans. So I said, okay, let me make that move. And I'm happy I did.
I like the fact that you mentioned value in human, which is a very important thing. And, starting a business is really not easy when it comes to funding. And you started two at the same time. How were you able to raise the initial capital or resources to get you started? Because for every startup, starting with the fund is a big challenge. So how are you able to raise the initial capital or the resources that get you started in both businesses?
Okay, I would say I already have something saved up to start, but these two sectors are very huge sectors that, yes, you rightly said, it has to do with finances. So what I did, I have to improve in my values, in my quality, because I always tell my staff something. Anything you're doing and you do well, yes, people look for you and people are interested in what you're doing because you do it so well. So what I did was I started small and I had to improve in my quality. I had to improve in my value. So as I was doing that, I found out that I was having more clients, I was having more businesses. With that, I was able to save up and I was able to finance both sectors.
Let's talk about your first client. You made mention of you providing quality and value for your clients for Jaylon Properties Limited. How were you able to get your first client? Starting a business myself, I've started a couple of businesses, and getting the first clients was the biggest challenge. How were you able to get your first client and how did you attract them? Can you tell us some strategies that you were able to use to get your first client, so people watching out there can also learn from you?
Getting my first client was a big challenge because I have to go through this challenge of gaining trust from people. So there are some clients, when you meet them, if they are not men, people believe that men are the stronger, the stronger, what will I call it now? Men are the stronger beings, they are the stronger ones, So it was really hard for people to do with me as a woman because people felt like, a woman, the weaker version, what would she know really about real estate and all of that? So I had this big challenge of gaining people's trust, for people to have deals with me. So, but I had to be strong and I had to, I stayed focused and I kept pressing. So, but I was able to get the biggest customer I had, the first, was a family member that trusted me, because I'm very high on integrity and she has known me over time, So when she bought, she had to be, spreading the news abroad. She was telling people here and there, helping me to get one client and the other referrals and all of that, And I was able to overcome that, that trust. People having to gain trust, dealing with me by being consistent and being reliable. Because when people know that you are reliable, people want to deal with you regardless of the gender, whether you are a male, whether you're a female. So I had to keep my hope high. I had to break through, and I was consistent. I was reliable. I said I would not give up. I would not give up. And having the first client was like a deal breaker for me. I celebrated. I was happy. That day, I can still remember my excitement. She didn't just buy like a plot of land. She bought over 4 plots of land. So that was a lot to me. It was something I never envisaged. And, I was happy she was able to gain my trust. And from there, it has been, something else. It was like a huge turnaround for the company. So people are able to trust me regardless whether I'm a male, whether I'm a female. At first, they know that I'm reliable and I deliver. So I've been able to gain that trust. Yeah.
That's a very nice one. And let's talk about how you've been able to balance real estate and catering. Catering on its own is a big deal, and also real estate. How have you been able to balance real estate and catering, all the one brand, successfully without you losing focus? Because you're a genius. I want to know how you're able to manage both brands successfully, and then you've been keeping it going for a long time. Now, how have you been able to do this?
I would say by building really strong systems and delegating. So I do more of delegating, no matter the sector you are in. You can't do it all on your own. You have to learn to delegate. So to my workers, there's always something to do. For the kitchen, delegate. For the real estate, I delegate. I have staff here and there. So I found out that with delegating, I've been able to give equal focus and attention to the both sectors so that one doesn't have to suffer over the other. I've been able to, achieve a growing business by delegating and building really strong systems.
At the start of every business, take it or leave it, there's always challenges that you face when starting a business. What has been the biggest challenge for you that you faced as a founder? As a staff, is a total different thing when you're working with a new company. A lot of pressures are not on you. But as a founder, how have you been able to go through a lot of challenges, and the most difficult challenges you've experienced, and how did you overcome it at the start of Jaylon Limited?
I would say gaining trust. It wasn't easy for people to trust me. I would have to talk and talk and talk and talk. they will not still buy, people will not still trust me. So that was like a very big challenge for me, but I didn't give up. I was able to overcome by staying consistent and reliable.
And as a founder, you really can't do all alone. You can't do everything. You need to have staff in the catering department and also when it comes to the real estate department. How do you keep your team motivated, especially when things get tough?
I'd say I keep them motivated by living with vision, encouraging them. I do more of encouraging them, and I also celebrate small wins. So there are times we go out there, regardless of the challenges, we are able to deliver. The clients, they are satisfied, they are happy. So I don't take that for granted. What I do is I'm able to celebrate our little wins at every point in time. And personally, I also celebrate them. I make them feel loved in the company, letting them know that they are not only loved at home, but they are loved in the place where they are working. And that keeps their spirit alive, their hopes alive, and their zeal alive. It makes them happy, it makes them stay motivated, and it also makes us as a team achieve good and quality results.
So talking about your clients, you've made mention of how you were able to get your first client when you started the business. And how do you ensure customer satisfaction when running the business that has to do with lifestyle and well-being?
The customer satisfaction, I'm able to do that by listening to my customers, delivering quality to my customers, and exceeding their expectation. So when you are expecting that I'm going to be doing 100, trust me, I'm going to be doing 120. So I deliver quality, and I also make sure that I exceed their expectation. And with that, they are able to get satisfied, they are happy, and they want to do more with me.
Let's go on a quick break now. When we'll come back, we have a lot of exciting conversations coming your way. Stay with us. Welcome right back to Startup Spotlight. We've been having a discussion with Dr. Mrs. Jaylon Osadiaye. We're talking about how she has been able to thrive in both businesses that has to do with catering and real estate in the Startup Spotlight. Moving on to the next question. How important has networking and building relationship been for you and your startup journey? Building relationships and networking. How important has this play a huge part in your startup journey?
Building relationships. I would say that is one of the major startups for me. So I was able to build personal relationship with clients, even if they buy, they don't buy, because there's something I always tell people. So if you meet a client and you market your product, even if the client does not buy, you are not supposed to get angry with the client.
Yeah.
Just build that relationship. Because anytime the client has need for that thing, they will definitely come back and look for you. Building relationships in business is very, very important. And I would say is one of the key things to success. You must learn to build relationships, whether they patronize you, they don't patronize you, whether they buy, they don't buy. But you will be so amazed that yes, one day they will just think of, oh, she's so consistent, she's so persistent. Let's see. Let me see what she's made up of. Let's see what she can do, So building relationship was one of, of the startups for me. Then networking. I was attending meetings. There were some summits they were holding, here in Benin City. I was invited. I didn't take it for granted. I made sure I was there. And when I got there, normally they will put us in the WhatsApp group. We are all in one group. With that, I was able to navigate my way I was able to network properly, and it has been a very huge success in Jaylon Limited.
We've talked about how you've been able to build trust with your clients, how you've been able to raise funds, and the challenges you went through when you were starting your business. Now, let's talk about the mistakes you made at the start of Jaylon Limited. You know, if we're to given another chance to go back to the start, what is that one mistake you will never do again?
Mistake. Okay, but let me just, I would like to highlight one of the mistakes I made in one of the cooking jobs I had. So I was to deliver jollof rice in a gathering, in a party, a birthday party. So I don't know where we just started off that time, and I don't know how we cooked that food. So the rice came out and it was really brown.
Wow.
It was a big challenge to me. I cried, I was nervous, I was agitated, the confidence was all gone, and I was just thinking to myself, what will I do? So what I did, I gathered my staff. I told them, I said, we don't give up. We have to deliver this job. This job must be delivered. So I said, you know what? When we get to the venue, we are going to call this food, we'll call it brown rice. Let's just change the name. Brown rice. So as we are serving it, we are not going to make it look like we made a big mistake, but we are going to change the name. So when we got to the venue, so we started serving, people will come, they want to eat. We ask them, would you like to eat, have a taste of our brown rice? Trust me, that rice wasn't brown rice. It was supposed to be jollof rice. But that mistake was, we didn't know what just happened, and the rice was actually brown. So what we notice is that if people go, they go back and they will come back and say, please, do you still have that brown rice? We want to taste your brown rice. The food was actually tasty, but the color was wrong. So we found out that we exhausted the brown rice, even the other food, we didn't make any mistake. People came and they were watching that brown rice. We need that your brown rice. We need your brown rice. And we are amazed. The coolers were empty from serving the brown rice. So I would say that we were able to achieve that without no fear, not losing focus. We were strong. We were persistent. We told ourselves we are not giving up because we made this mistake. And I would say after that day, we had to go back, we never stop learning. So we had to go improve, learn properly. We knew where our mistake was from and all of that. So if you ask me, the mistake I don't want to make, I don't think I want to make the mistake of me having to cook what you didn't tell me to deliver to you. If you want jollof rice, I should be able to deliver jollof rice to you, not brown rice. So today is fun to me, but I was able to navigate through that situation, and the clients didn't notice the mistake, and we were able to scale through.
That's creativity right there for you to be able to switch from jollof rice to brown rice. Let's talk about the pressure. You handle two businesses, and I believe there are sometimes there's a lot of pressure on you. How have you been able to handle pressures that comes with you handling both business at the same time?
It's actually not easy balancing the both of them. These are huge sectors and filled with pressure. So, but I would say these jobs don't come at the same time. So it doesn't interface with each other. Maybe when we are cooking on the weekend. Most of the time, I'm not doing real estate the weekend. So most during the weeks, I'm doing real estate. I'm in the bush. I'm in the site. I'm at the site, maybe doing inspection, doing land transactions. So it doesn't interface with each other. So with that, I've been able to balance the both sectors because I don't do them at the same time. So even when the pressure comes, the pressure doesn't come as double. It comes as just either we are focused on food at this time or we are focused on real estate at this side at this time. Sorry. So I've been able to balance the both of them. Most times when I see pressure, I just take a deep breath. I just relax because the most important thing is the delivery. I'm 100% on delivery. Trust me. So for that reason, I just take a deep breath, relax, and when I do that, I'm able to think properly. I'm able to function properly, to achieve and remain focused.
Now let's talk about how technology has influenced your operations. You know, in this time and season, we can't downplay the effort of technology. How has technology influenced your operations in real estate and catering? And how has this technology helped you to drive growth in your business?
Yes, technology is one of its kind, and it has really helped me in my business. You cannot really downplay technology at this time in any business. With technology, we are able on our pages, we are able to do marketing. With technology, we are able to reach out to even people across the globe, not just within, you know. So when you go to our pages, people around the world, they are viewing our Instagram, our TikTok, our Facebook. When you go there, you see what we are doing there. And with that, there are some people that even when they want to give you business, they want to, okay, they'll say, let me see your page. Let me see what you've done before. And let me see, so that they'll be confident enough to give you that job. So technology has really helped us for the growth of our business because even the adverts we do is online, and through that advert, I've been able to get 1, 2, 3 countless people coming to say, hey, I want to buy land. Hey, I need to cook. I have my dad's birthday coming up. You know, my birthday coming up. You know, you need to do this. You know, you need to do that. So technology is a major role in any business, and it has helped us in the growth of Jaylon Limited.
Now, on a lighter note, since you're into real estate and catering, if you had to choose between closing a big property deal or hosting a sold out catering event, which one will you pick and why?
I would say real estate.
Why?
So in real estate, you you just do more of the talking, and if the client is convinced, it's convinced, and if the client is buying, you know, it's when you close a big deal, you, you don't want to know the amount, like the sum coming out from a big just one deal, just one real estate deal. You don't want to know the amount
Millions.
coming out from that. Yeah, I didn't want to say millions, but trust me, you don't want to know.
I want to know,
But
please.
but for catering, you you can still get as much, but catering takes the whole of you. Hard work, you have to put in hard work. Cooking is actually not easy. You have to put in hard work. You are working with all of your body. You might not sleep. When you have a job to deliver, maybe by 11 o'clock the next day, you have to cook throughout the night for you to be able to meet up for 11 o'clock. And trust me, when you finish cooking with catering, you need like 2, 3 days to rest for the whole of your system, your body system, to be reactivated again. So catering takes more, hard work, putting in your all, and your body just, you feel it, really, you feel it that yes, I did something. But with all you need in real estate is just your lips. You just talk and talk, your bargaining power, your convincing power. When you are able to convince and the client just say, okay, let's go do this, I'm telling you, you don't want to know the millions you are going to be making in real estate. So I personally would choose real estate over and over and over again.
Before we call it a wrap, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs who dream of thriving in more than one business? You know, there are a lot of people, they want to start doing businesses, but they have big dreams, they have big plans, and they have more than one business idea. What advice can you give to those entrepreneurs who are looking for how they can thrive in more than one business from the start?
Okay, my sincere advice will be don't let fear stop you. Start small, stay focused, and grow steadily. The sky will be your starting point.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Jennifer, for the inspiring startup story of Jaylon Limited and for your valuable insights you've shared on this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, thank you for tuning in. We hope today's episode left you inspired to see possibilities in new ways. My name is Gloria Brown, and it's been a pleasure having you with us. Until next time, keep watching Business Day Television.